All right, here we go. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Hopefully, everyone's having a wonderful day. My name is Brill, and what I do is I create pedestal vibes. So, let's talk about how to create that princess energy in your relationship. First of all, most people, well, not people, most women do not have the opportunity to cultivate that princess energy. If you were a child that wasn't allowed to use your voice, wasn't allowed to state your requirements or state what you would like to have happen in your life, and you were just told to be quiet and stay in a child's place, that harms that princess energy. Usually, the princess energy that I'm referring to is something you have to cultivate as a child. But then we're going to talk about how to cultivate it in your relationship. First of all, in order to cultivate that princess energy in your relationship, start the process of inner work. Inner work, learning about yourself as a woman, having an understanding of what you like and what you don't like, your strengths, your weaknesses, and how you view your life is going to be very important to you. So start the inner work. Learn how to practice. Practice makes perfect. One of the things, if you're trying to get back that princess energy because maybe in your childhood it wasn't cultivated, or maybe in your childhood you were told to stay in a child's place, you weren't able to really voice your opinion, maybe your voice, you really haven't found your voice. Okay, so practice on your family members and the ones that you love, stating and speaking up for yourself, because that's what princess energy does. See, princess energy is so important in relationships. I know it's been downplayed. I know that if you were to look on social media, you're told that you should not have that princess energy, that you should always move as a queen. But the thing is, I think a lot of people are not really aware that when there's no princess energy, there's no voice. There's no damsel in distress. There's no asking for help. There's no being able to speak up for yourself and ask for what you want out of your relationship. This is the reason why princess energy is important. This is the reason, this is really what's missing in relationships that men can't really put a finger on, but they really want it. Because see, men want to be needed. They want to be used. They want to be that tool. They want to be the leader in that relationship. But when a woman is only moving in that queen energy where she knows it all and she's a leader and she can get it done, she can do it all, and not having that balance of that princess energy, there it becomes an issue. So it is important that you have the queen energy, but you also have the princess energy. And men will appreciate it when they have an understanding of what it truly is. See, they have been lied to also about what that princess energy is. A lot of times you just see it as being all about you and selfish and being entitled, not realizing you having that selfishness, that entitlement, feeling that you deserve something will also make sure that you have standards, that you have rules, that you are able to speak and use your voice in a relationship. There's so many men would love to know exactly what you want. They are so tired of reading your mind or attempting to read your body language or trying to figure out what you want from them. They would love for you to speak up. They would love for you to tell them exactly what you desire. But when a woman hasn't had that princess energy activated, it's hard for her. It's hard for her. It's almost like a block where even when she thinks about talking or speaking her mind, she kind of clams up and she sits down because she feels as though, like that little girl, like she was told when she was a child, just be in a child's place, just be quiet. You can't really state your opinions. You can't really tell or speak up for yourself because you're a child. And this is the reason why princess energy is important. And if you did not start out in a relationship with princess energy, you're trying to develop in your current relationship, one of the things you want to do is make sure that you ask for help. That's the very first thing. Even from the first date, from the first meeting, from the first time that y'all are spending time together, you want to ask for help. You do not want to negate from or starting to keep your mouth closed and not ask for help. And how do you do that? You can ask for help with the little things. It could be something as small as the menu. Oh, I've never eaten at this restaurant before. What do you suggest? Or it could be something as small as maybe you're going down some stairs and you need some help. There's nothing wrong with, hey, I need some help. These heels, they're beautiful, but I need some help going up the stairs, or I need some help going down the stairs, or I need some help going over this curve. Never negate asking for help. This starts in the very beginning of the relationship. And I guarantee you, the women that are in current relationships that are still haven't really found their voice in the relationship, and they're scared to ask for help, they're scared to ask him for assistance because they feel like it may make them weak. I guarantee you, he wants to be needed. He wants you to use him. He wants you to know that he's there. So he is willing to help. Never be afraid to help, to ask for help. And the women who get pushed back, in a relationship, and the reason why when they cut on that princess energy doesn't really work for them is because of the fact, once they ask for help, let me explain something to you. There's a trick with the princess energy. When you ask for help, you don't try to micromanage that person. You don't criticize them, and you don't tell them that you're doing it wrong. If you won't help, you won't help. A lot of time what I do is I state the problem. I may say, hey, I need this right here, or I need this particular thing, or I need this specific item. I don't go into details of telling them how to accomplish it. I don't go into criticism mode when they don't get it right, or it's not exactly what I expected. Because what I want them to do is I want them to continue to cultivate that princess energy and welcome it when I cut it on. But if you're always criticizing and micromanaging and telling the person that did it wrong, they're not going to want to cater to your princess energy. They're not going to want to pander to your princess energy. It's going to become more of a hindrance. And what I found is women, they'll cut on that princess energy, but they don't know how to cultivate it in a relationship. And they don't realize it is not about the perfection of it all. It is about him doing it. It's about him wanting to do for you. It is about when you cut on that damsel in distress energy, he's immediately coming to your rescue. He's immediately wanting to make sure you're fine. He's immediately wanting to make sure you're good. But if you go about it in a way where you're always criticizing, micromanaging, or telling that person they did it wrong, do not be surprised when that princess energy is repelled. Do not be surprised when they're not really wanting to pander to or wanting to make sure that you have what you need, because every time they give you what you need, it's not good enough. So make sure that we are cultivating our princess energy with our family members, our friends, in our relationships, and think about how you're doing it. Usually the princess energy gets a bad rap just because of the fact, once you get that thing, are you criticizing it once you get it? Are you trying to micromanage how you get it, or where it goes, or how it's used? Or are you just telling them flat out they're doing it wrong? No one likes to be criticized. No one likes to be micromanaged. No one likes to be told they've done something wrong. And there's a way to do it. It's just not in that manner. So when you cut on that princess energy, you want it to be pandered to. You want it to be cultivated. You want him to jump up and be like, oh, I want to go ahead and make sure I give her what she needs. It's not going to be a hindrance when it's used correctly. That's a lot of things it's being used incorrectly. And when princess energy is being used incorrectly, then that is when it's looked down upon. I guarantee you, when you're doing it correctly and moving in a manner where it's in a more of appreciation and gratitude, when that person actually completes that task or give you that specific thing, they'll actually want more of that princess energy from you, and you'll be more in the princess energy than the queen energy. You will have to always do it on your own. You will have to always state the entire reason and the problem and why you need it done. When you cut it on, they will pretty much gravitate towards you just because you have it on. And if you want that effect, you're going to have to learn to ask, be the damsel in distress, and think about what you consider selfish, because that is another thing that is holding women back. A lot of women have these ridiculous ideals of what makes them selfish. Some women have to the tune of, it is selfish for you to have self-care. It is selfish for you to have time by yourself. It is selfish for you to take care of yourself. And see, address what you believe is selfish. Because I guarantee you the things that you're thinking that is selfish, when you cut on that princess energy in a relationship, they'll actually push you towards it. They'll be like, go and do it. Go and get your hair done. Go and get your nails done. Go and get what you need. Go and get what you desire. But we may have to learn how to utilize it properly. We have to realize being a princess, having that princess-like energy, moving as a princess does not mean that we are criticizing, micromanaging, constantly blaming and telling the person they did it wrong. Once we get to the point of utilizing our princess energy properly, people gravitate towards us. People want to do the things that we desire. People want us to have the desires of our heart. People want to be there for us because they see us as the princess. They see us as not only just a princess that desires so much, a princess that deserves the desires of her heart. There's a very big difference. Get entitled. Get entitled. We have to get entitled and believe that we deserve the things that we want out of life. We can no longer play fiddle. We cannot no longer play last. We can no longer play the least of. It is no longer working for us. And honestly, men are actually, I've seen so many videos where men are standing up, asking for women to increase their standards, for them to desire or want more for them to not making it so easy for them to get the things they want from them. They really want that princess energy. Men desire it. They don't even understand or have an understanding of why they desire princess energy in a relationship. They desire it because they want a woman who can actually speak up and ask what she wants. They want a woman that can utilize them as the tool that they were meant to be used as. They want a woman who respects the leadership and respect them as a man. They want a woman who is going to, be that princess and allow them to give them the desires of their heart. They want that type of woman. They don't understand why they want that type of woman. They don't understand why there's such pushback against that type of woman. They don't understand why there's such pushback of women being princesses anymore. There's enough queens and not enough princesses. There's too many women wanting to be queens and that queen energy. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm an advocate of you being able to flow from either one when needed. Because when it comes to that princess energy, that queen energy, you're going to have to, sometimes that's situational. Sometimes you're going to find yourself in a position where you need to be the queen, where you need to take leadership, where you can't be the smart dependent, where you have to actually, step up instead of sit down. So there's going to become those situations. But then it's also going to become situations where you need to be the princess, where you need to be able to ask for what you desire in this relationship. Just imagine if more women operate in that princess energy, when they're in relationships, men wouldn't just have to guess. They wouldn't have to try to figure out what a woman wants, because most women want men to read their minds. They want men to figure out what they want. And that's one of the reasons men have become very good at body language, mannerisms, and energy. That is the reason why they have become experts in those areas, because women do not speak up. And it starts from the first date. It starts from implementing that in the first date. It could be as little as small as asking him about something on the menu. It could be as little as small as asking for help to walk down the steps. It could be as little as small as, I am cold, I need your jacket. Could be as little as small as that. But you have to be willing to put on that princess energy and ask what you want. But some of us have to find our voices. Some of us have to figure out what we want and find our voices. Because if you were that child that grew up being told that your opinions and the things that you're thinking, they don't matter because you're in a child's play, that hinders that princess energy. You've already started out in a position where you don't tell or speak up or, really talk about what's on your mind. And a lot of little girls are done like this. A lot of little girls are not able to thrive in that princess energy and being able to be spoiled and taken care of and being entitled and being able to speak up for themselves and being able just to say they don't like something. Even something as small as saying that you don't like something is not celebrated among some little girls. Some little girls can't even get away with saying, I don't like this food. I don't like this dress. I don't like this. And that hinders that princess energy. So when you become a grown adult, a grown woman that's in a relationship, you hold back your voice from being able to speak up. You hold back from being able to say you don't like something or you don't like some particular thing or some specific item because you've been taught not to hurt anyone's feelings. That good girl comes back to bite us in our behinds as you get older, and it affects the princess energy. And it's hard for a woman to be able to cultivate it and utilize the energy well when she's been taught that you shouldn't speak up. Your opinions don't matter. You shouldn't talk about what's on your mind. And of course, there's ways to go about saying what's on your mind. There's ways to go about speaking your opinion. But first, you have to find your voice. You have to be able to, and it starts from the very first date. It really starts, and you can start out if you're not currently dating and you want to get that princess energy effect. Don't just worry about starting it out within a relationship. Start out with your family members and your friends and the people that you love, because I'm quite sure where a woman is not activated with that princess energy, I can pretty much point out a woman who doesn't state her opinion, that doesn't use her voice, that she has a hard time just speaking up when she doesn't like something or she does like something because she's been taught not to. So even if you are not in a relationship, you can always start cultivating that princess energy. So when you do get in a relationship, it'll be so much easier. It'll be so much easier if at the next family gathering, instead of you telling them that you like something, you politely say, well, I don't care for that. I really don't care for that. Or I'm not interested in that. Oh, no, that's not something I'm going to do. Do that with your family members and friends, and you become stronger in your voice and stronger in that princess energy. So when you get in a relationship, trust me, it is so much easier to tell a man and be able to let him know what you desire and what you want out of the relationship. Because that's what I keep finding out. I realize that the more I do this, the more I'm on social media, that I realize a lot of women, their voices aren't activated. They have a real hard problem just telling someone that they don't like something, that they don't desire something. A lot of you are so worried about his feelings when you don't like something, or you want this or you want that, that you just hold it in and you don't say anything. So you can't cultivate that princess energy, and that's important. See, even a man, maybe the men of the day may not have a real true understanding of why that princess energy is important. They might not have an understanding of why that when they're having a conversation with their significant other, that woman has a problem just telling, giving her opinion, or telling him what's on her mind, or telling her what she do and don't like. And this is also another reason why when women go and jump through hoops in a relationship and they do all these things to get his attention and validation and for him to want to be with them, that when they get in a relationship, that princess energy is not there. It is not there because you spent the entire time when y'all were dating and courting, you spent the entire time jumping through hoops. You spent the entire time giving him what he wants. You spent the entire time not telling him what you want out of the relationship or what you would like to even do for within the relationship. And this, my friends, becomes a problem. And this is the reason why men don't have an understanding of what's truly going on in relationships. But it's easy to see when I'm standing back and looking at all the relationships and the people that I know in my real life. I realized that what they did, they went through the entire relationship and they haven't activated their voice. The princess energy is not in effect. So they're not speaking up for themselves. They're not telling them what they desire in a relationship. They're just going along to get the ring. And see, if you wait to once you're married and you got the ring on your finger, right? It's even harder to implement that princess energy. It's even harder for you to speak up, to tell them what you want and what you do want and the desires of your heart. It gets harder the more you put it off. This is the reason why we have to actually start putting it in effect, even with our loved ones, our family, and our friends. You can no longer afford to sit back and not find your voice. You can no longer afford to not be that princess, to not speak up when you don't desire something. We cannot be any longer sit out here and be living the entire life that we do not want. Okay, let's see what everybody say. Hello, Pedestal, how are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for these subjects. Great topic. Thank you. Sometimes I feel so behind. I feel for women who weren't taught this as a child. Society shames you for being childlike and then blames you for not stating your needs. Absolutely. Even when I look at information, because I try not to be, what I don't like to do is watch other content creators' content, because I don't want to pick up any of their content and put it into my content. I like to try to be as original as I possibly can be. One of the things I did when I was kind of looking like skimming through some information, I realized that majority of women are promoting queen energy to women, and men are asking you to be princesses. Men are literally asking you to have more standards, have higher standards. Matter of fact, men are literally asking you to be a princess, to sit back and allow them to lead. They're asking you to be a princess and tell them the desires of your heart. But women are the ones that are speaking up, saying, no, we don't want that. We want to be queens. We want to be the leaders. We want to, and they've actually made being a princess like evil, like selfish, entitled, spoiled. All of the negative things that you can find is actually listed when you have these conversations about women being princesses. And like I said before, I truly do believe that you should have princess energy and queen energy, because they're situational. There's going to be a time where you have to be the queen, where you have to be a leader. And then there's going to be a time where you have to be a princess. You have to be a smart dependent. And men are literally asking women to be princesses. And here we got women, they're saying, no, we don't want to be princess. We want to be queen. We want to be equal. We want to do what you're doing. We want to have equality, and not realizing you don't really want equality, you want equity. That is what you truly desire. But when you have one woman, not even gonna say one woman, when you only have certain women that are speaking up for all women, that becomes the issue. That becomes the quandary, because all women aren't the same. We're not a monolith. Some women want to be queens. They want to be leaders. They want to be equal. They want to go out here and fight for our rights, and God bless them. That's a blessing to have women who want to go out here and do those things. But it's not something that I desire. See, it's not right or wrong for a woman to be a queen. But when it comes down to the right or wrong aspect of it, is to actually label all of the women as queens and say all of us want the same things, because we all don't want the same things. Some of us want to be queens. Some of us want to be princesses. Some of us want to be taken care of. And some of us want to be the provider. Some of us want to not get married, and some of us want to get married. Some of us want to have kids, and some of us don't want to have kids. But when you start labeling us all wanting the same thing, that becomes a problem. That becomes the issue. And that is what I'm starting to see on social media. I see, really, when it comes down to it, princess energy is being vilified. It's being told, you're being told that you shouldn't be princesses, that you shouldn't speak up for yourself. You shouldn't ask the desires of your heart. You shouldn't depend on anyone. You shouldn't want to depend on anyone, because they're going to do you dirty. They're going to mistreat you. They're going to do something to you. And the thing is, I call BS. I call BS. Because just like women are different, men are different. There's some good men out there. There's some bad men out there. There's some providers out there. There's some leeches out there. There's some negative men out there. There's some positive men out there. They're different men out there, just like there are different women out there. And we should not label everybody with the same brush and assume that everybody wants the same thing. Because everybody doesn't. Some of us want to be treated like princesses. Some of us want princess energy in our relationships. Some of us don't mind being a smart dependent, and we're happy being that. Men are asking for that. If you've been paying attention to social media, you can see that men are asking for women to be princesses now. They want that princess energy. Yes, you do have that little small minority that want women to be queens, that want women to be leaders, that want women to have resources so they can pilfer from those resources. But that is not all men. See, I'm not going to take on my platform and ever, label all men with the same brush and say that they are all the same, because then I would be disingenuous. I would be lying to you, because everybody is not the same. Everybody requires different things. That goes for men and women. And men that don't really have an understanding of the gender roles and how some men don't even understand women, period. Men do not understand women, just like some women don't understand women. Period. And since they don't understand how the princess energy is important in a relationship. Having that princess energy in a relationship is having her voice activated, is having her be able to speak and say what she desires in a relationship. It's literally, it's having a guide. It's having the ability to spoil yourself and believe that you're entitled to better. Having standards, saying that you have rules and requirements in order to be in a relationship. This is the reason why princess energy is important in a relationship. Men that get it, get it. Men that don't. And some of them will never get it. Some of them are always going to label being a princess as something negative or something that women shouldn't be. It's always going to be like, but you're going to come across these rare men that are wanting princess, that want smart dependents, that want women who want to be taken care of and coddled and spoiled and provided for. And they're willing to actually step into those shoes and be a provider. They don't mind princess energy because they know what they're getting with it. Honestly, when you get that princess energy, there is no super fudge because of the fact that you're going to get, her voice is activated. She's going to say or give you directions or give you her opinion. So you're going to know where you stand at. It's that queen energy that you got to be concerned about. Because usually when women are operating in that queen energy, they don't ask for help. They want to be the leader. They don't think they need to share their opinions or ideals with others because they feel like they can accomplish everything by themselves. And that's what men don't have an understanding. See, men need to really understand women. The ones that don't get it, they need to start get that understanding. If they understand what I understand, they will realize that princess energy is detriment to a relationship. When I've been around couples who a woman did not have princess energy and she moved into nothing but the queen energy, she didn't let him lead. She didn't let him make decisions. Everything he did was wrong. She tried to micromanage him, try to control him. She criticized him and always told him he was doing something wrong. A woman who has access to that princess energy and that queen energy, she understands it's situational. So she knows at times she's going to have to be a smart dependent and allow her man to lead. Let him lead, let him do what he was born to do. And that is lead, that make decisions and take care of his family. And then when he's down, that is when that queen energy comes into play. When he's down or when he is not able to, and when he's sick, that's when she steps in his shoes and into his role and, holds everything together while he's down. But men that get it. Men that don't. And I think it's we have to make sure that we're not even trying to persuade men that don't get it. That's not our place. Even my place up here, my page, I'm not up here to persuade anyone that my way is the right way or that my path is the only path. That is not what I was born to do in life. What I was born to do in life is be a smart dependent. What I was born to do in life is to be a woman and be selfish, be spoiled, be coddled, be provided for, take care of my family, make sure that I am good, make sure that I live a life with no regrets. That is what I was born to. Even on my page, this is not telling you what you should do or what you should want or what you should desire. If you get something on the page, great. If you don't, okay. Hello, everyone. I do a simple no thank you. Yes, we should. We should be okay with seeing no thank you. Or if someone says, hey, you're going to show up at this time, you're like, no, that doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me. Or are we going to be going out during this time? No, that's not a good time. I'm not going to be free on that day. We have to be okay with saying these things. And princess energy gives us that ability. It gives us that voice. When you're in that queen energy, a lot of times queen energy will settle because they think they just have to do what's right for everybody else. They don't tend to think about themselves. They don't think about what they truly need. And that is the reason why princess energy is detrimental to a relationship. When you get an understanding of what it is, it's not totally about selfishness and coddled and just entitled. You have to have that voice. And you have to be able to take care of yourself. You have to know what you desire, what you need out of life. And that's princess energy. Like I said, it is situational where you might have to be the queen energy too. So when it comes down to it, I don't believe that you're going to operate in just princess energy or you just operate in queen energy. It's situational. You're going to operate in the best energy that serves you. That is what you're going to do. That is the best path when you're using queen energy or princess energy. And I've done a video about princess energy and queen energy. I'm going to try to link it, but y'all know I am still kind of new to social media. So I don't know how to link videos, but I'm trying to learn so I can link a couple of videos because I do have a playlist now. I have 331 videos on YouTube. The older content, it might not be the best quality, but it has a lot of information. And I have done playlists. So you might want to, if there's something and you have questions, a lot of times I've already did a video about it. Can I be too outspoken? Because I'm very aware and vocal about what I want as well as like or don't like. See, you can be and talk about, speak what's on your mind. But the thing is, always remember feminine communication is very important. Feminine communication is speaking from the heart. I desire, I would like. It's not accusatory. So you can be outspoken, but you need to make sure you pair it with feminine communication. That is going to be received a whole lot better than you to tell a person, oh, this is what I want, and be aggressive. And your tone is aggressive. And you're trying to tell a person what they have to do or what they can't do. Be very aware of how it's coming out. Are you using feminine communication when you communicate? Are you communicating in a manner of a lady? That is important. If you really want to be heard, use feminine communication. Speak to that man's heart and not to that man's head. Bro, when you communicate the desires of your heart to a man, they get upset. I was asked to be a girlfriend. I said not, and said that I am looking for marriage. The man got upset and cut me off. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. The thing is, that's a good thing. Weed them out early. Weed them out early. Don't be so concerned about if this man is so triggered because you said that you are dating for a purpose because you want to be a wife and you're not interested in being anyone's girlfriend, and he gets triggered and he immediately removes himself from the running. That is a good thing. Then this means you have some other men in the roster. Move another person up. Start spending more time with another man. We like when they eliminate themselves. Y'all do not think it's a bad thing when a man eliminates himself. Even if you really like him, maybe just because you like him, he still might not be the better option. If he eliminates himself from the roster, he eliminates himself from the roster. You move along. One of my pedestal wives told me one of her tricks is what she does. If she eliminates someone from the roster, she has to replace him. She replaces him with another one. And that is what I suggest you do. What about when you ask for your needs with family and family is repeatedly ignored? Some of us comes from toxic families that are one-sided. Okay, if you ask from your family and they're not respecting your wishes, then it's time to move around. It is on us to enforce our standards and boundaries. That is no one else's job but us. If we think that it's on someone else to make sure that our standards and boundaries are enforced, then you're mistaken. It is on you. When you ask, maybe your family respect your wishes not to call you after 9 o'clock, and they continue to call you after 9 o'clock, and you continue to answer, then you're not respecting your standards and your boundaries. But if they call at 9 o'clock, you don't answer, then you are respecting your own boundaries and standards, and that's what you're gonna have to do. You may have to move around. Do y'all realize that me having this mentality that I have, I've had to eliminate family members and loved ones from my life because they would not respect my wishes or respect the things that I require to be in my life, because there's rules to be here. There is requirements to be here. Everyone is not let into this club. See, the club is me. I am the club. My name is Braille, and I make the rules for that. I make the rules for who has access to me and who is allowed in, who is allowed out. And since I make these rules, I have the ability to cut anyone off at any time. If you are disrespecting me, or you are mistreating me, or you are not wanting to do things that I require to be in my life, I am also able to cut you off. And that's what we have to do. We have to realize you may lose some people along the way, and that may be family members, that may be loved ones, that may be friends. You may just have to move around. How do I join the Pedestal Wives on Facebook? We're not opening up for members until January, because it takes a lot to actually vet Pedestal Wives. I don't since the Pedestal Wives community is a private community, I am very particular about who I let in, because I don't want anyone to mess up the vibe there. We have a very good vibe going. Excuse me. We have a very good vibe going. We read books, we discuss things that are going on social media and going on in the real world. So that's not going to be open up in January. And realize it's not free. It's not free. It is a fee to get into the community, because of the fact that I want women who are serious. I want women who, when you come in, we're doing work. We're getting things done. We're moving along. We're making sure your mindset and the way that you're operating in while you're dating, you're getting new ideas on how to do that. So in order to do that, there's a fee. It is not free. I don't want anyone to think the joining the Pedestal Wife community is free. It is not. It is a one-time fee. Once you pay that one-time fee, you get access to our Wednesday nights. We do it over Zoom, and we have conversations. We discuss a book. We discuss techniques and tactics. We discuss how to keep a roster moving. We discuss things on how to vet. We do a lot of discussion. And usually Wednesday nights are long, but you don't have to stay until the end normally. But we won't be opening it up until January of 2022 because you have to be vetted to come in. We don't just accept any and everybody just because they paid. This means I vet you, and then you're vetted by the ladies that are currently there who are supporting the community. But if you're interested, I'm going to make an announcement when we get closer to January and I start accepting women. Keep going. I love your long videos. I like to listen while cleaning, organizing subconscious work. Yes. Weed them out early. Yes, you want to weed men out early. Do not be upset if he doesn't meet the grade. Do not be upset if he is moving himself or he has to be left out of the roster, because it's actually a great thing. It's a great thing. Like, we don't have the time, the space, the energy to continue to allow someone to take up our time. They're not going to give us the desires of our heart. Why even spend time with them? And I'm going to try to link some more videos because I already have like a feminine communication video that will help you learn how to talk to men. And if you are, if you've taken, I do have courses. Those courses have private videos there, and they're all videos where it tells you how to talk to a man, how to seduce a man, how to date. My Make Him Earn You course is a very popular course, especially for women who are dating. If you're looking for like growth, kill the insecurity, that is a course that helps women to, gain confidence. It helps you understand your abilities, your strengths and weaknesses. I do have a femininity course, the Feminine Pedestal Wife. I'm going to link down below let me see if I can link in the chat. I'll put down the courses, because if you are really wanting to how to, speak your desires without offending, there's ways to do that. You don't have to beat around the bush. And that's another thing a lot of women do. They try to beat around the bush and they don't want to come clean or tell them you want him to pick it up on his own on what you want. So I'm going to drop this link in the chat. Y'all, I'm learning new skills all the time being online. All right. So that is my page for like courses. I do have a book too, and it's a simple book and a quick read, and it helps you to learn how to vet. I literally created my own vetting strategy. I have my own vetting strategy. It helps you vet. And honestly, it's a knock out the park. No one that's ever used my vetting strategy has ever said they haven't been able to vet a man properly, because it gives you what you need to look for in order to vet him. So this way, you're only going to be dealing with men who actually meet the grade, who actually would be great provider for you. Okay, that's what that is. All right, so I don't see any other questions. But one of the things is I want you to do, think about, what do you feel is selfish? Address it. Write down, what do you see as selfish? Because you would be surprised. A lot of us really do see the wrong thing as being selfish. Just doing simple things as taking care of ourselves, we feel like that's selfish. We feel like we don't have enough time for that, or we shouldn't do that, or our time should be used for something else. So think about and address what you see as selfish. Start working on your own family members and friends when it comes to effecting and perfecting that princess energy. Learn to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with saying you need help. I've literally came to this community here. This community here has helped me figure out how to get my videos in the algorithm for YouTube. This community here has helped me figure out what kind of tags to put on my videos. This community, and it was because I asked for help. I asked for help to get my videos in the algorithm and how do I do certain things. And a lot of women reached out from in this community to say, here, this is what you do. This is how you perfect your thumbnails. This is what you need to do. And it's helped me be able to do this because I am clueless when it comes to social media and technology. Why? Because one, I didn't grow up around it. Two, I've never seen the need for it because I'm not a braggadocious person. I'm not constantly putting my life on social media. So this is new to me. And it was the community of women here, the Pedestal wife community, that's helped me get as far as I've gotten. And I'm very appreciative. What to answer when the man we are dating asks you if you're seeing other men? Ask them, are they seeing other women? Ask them, are they seeing other women? One of the best tactics I have, if you don't know and you don't know what to say, when a man asks you something, ask it right back to him. Throw that question right on back on his lap and see if he answers it. Because the thing is, men that don't want to compete, they want you to date like you're married. And dating like you're married loses and limits your choices. So he may not want to answer that question. And if he continues with that same of questioning and talking about, are you seeing other men? And he doesn't want to answer the question, are you seeing other women? Well, that's that. And just continue on. Act like that question never even came up. We don't volunteer any information over here. We don't go and say, oh, well, I'm dating other men. I got to go see Tom tomorrow. I got to see Dick today. We don't volunteer that information. We can throw the question back at him. We can be like, come on now, everybody, aren't you dating? Ask him, are you dating? I'm dating for a purpose. Are you dating for fun? Or, throw that question back at him. We don't have to answer that question, honestly. We don't have to volunteer any information. On the dating apps, they're talking to multiple women. When they found out we are talking to multiple women, they get upset. What to do? Let them continue to be upset. Let them continue to be upset. Let me, honestly, when it comes down to it, if they find out you're dating other men, let them continue to be upset. Do not be upset when a man eliminates himself from your roster. Trust and believe, and this is also a vetting tool. When a man gets upset and he walks away, he eliminates himself from the roster, you should celebrate. You should be happy because then you can replace him with another. Two, this means he's not competitive. Do you truly want to hitch your wagon to a man who's not competitive? Do you want to hitch your wagon to a man who doesn't want to compete against other men? Because I guarantee you this, if you choose to lower your standards because you don't want to offend him and you're dating other men, if you choose to do that now, you'll be doing it for the rest of your relationship. You'll always get the least of him. You won't get that competitive, ambitious, go-getter kind of guy. A competitive, go-getter, ambitious man will not care if you're dating other men because they haven't committed to you. They understand the rules of the game. They understand dating. And they don't mind competing for you. And do you want the man who's not willing to compete for you? Or do you want the man who's willing to compete? See, I want the man who's willing to compete for me. I want the man that's obsessive over me. I want the man that's willing to do what it takes to get me, to put that ring on my finger. I wanted him. I married him. That is the guy I married. I married that guy that found out that I was dating other men and still continue to compete to get this ring on my finger. Why? He said I was worthy of it. He saw the value that I brought in the relationship. The man that's not willing to compete for you, he didn't see your value. He didn't see your value. And he wants it easy. And he's going to want it easy for the entire relationship. That's a social class, racial thinking when it comes down to being selfish. Certain family prep their girls to be worn out and struggle life. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You see it all the time, don't we? Where women are taught not to be selfish, not to be coddled, not to be provided for, not to be taken care of. But the thing is, when you sit here and weed that out of a woman, you're gonna weed out her need for men, her need, seeing her ability to even say she need a man. And what do you see right now currently on social media and everywhere in your real life? You see a whole bunch of women who are big on, I don't need no man. I got to do it all on my own. If I don't do it on my own, it don't mean anything. You literally got women over here on social media fighting to do it all on their own, to have credit for everything, to say that they accomplished it all by themselves. And that is okay for that woman. That is okay for her. That is not me. That is not me. I can celebrate her wanting to go over here and do it all on her own, and all her accomplishments on her own, because she didn't want to give any credit to a man. But I can also be me, be her, be princess, have that princess energy, and realize I don't mind being a smart dependent. All right, so I don't see anything else on the live stream. Y'all know it's about time for lunch, so I'm getting ready to go ahead and close this out. But it is important that princess energy is in a relationship. When men have an understanding of it, they require it. They love it. They eat it up. They eat it up. But the thing is, you have to be dating a specific, particular type of man. Every man won't do when it comes to that princess energy. The men who get it, get it. The men who don't. And it's not on us to try to persuade or try to get them to have an understanding or try to get them to want a princess in their life. Either they have a vacancy for a princess and they desire princess energy in their life, or they don't. And we don't hold it against them because they don't want a princess. We just move around to the men who do. And I will see you all on the next one. Y'all have a great one. Bye.